So how many people have heard of Funding Circle before? If you could just kind of raise your hand. That's a reasonable number, that's good. So Funding Circle is a relatively new thing. It's basically a marketplace or an online platform that allows individuals to lend money directly to small businesses. So we launched in August 2010. In our first month, we lent about £50,000. This month, we should lend about £7 million. So it's kind of growing very, very fast and exponentially. The central premise is that if you're a business, a small business, we've all heard about the difficulties of getting access to finance. It takes a very long time, so it takes 15 to 20 weeks on average to get a bank loan. It can take as long as 6 months. It's all offline, so you have to go to a bank branch and sit there with the branch manager and go through the application form. And it's actually very kind of opaque. So there's no requirement to give a business an APR or a total cost of finance. So it's a very bad model. And then on the other side, you have people like you in the room getting low returns on your investments. And what we basically did was create an exchange or a marketplace that brings these two disaffected parties together. So people can lend as little as £20 to each business. You can build a portfolio of businesses very, very easily. And from the business side, they get the money within 2 weeks, completely online, and a much better process. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd just show it to you, because that's kind of the easiest way of kind of understanding how it works. So I'm going to log in with my mum's account, because I'm not really allowed to have an account. All right, so here's my mum's account. She's earning a growth yield of 9.9%. You can see here that she's lending to 105 businesses. So it's very, very easy to build a portfolio of hundreds of different loans. And I think this is the really big thing, because previously people have always lent to businesses. People in the local areas, you go and meet the business, maybe lend them £50,000. But what this means is that you can actually split that investment up and build a portfolio, so diversify your risk. And every investor who's lent to at least 100 businesses on Funding Circle is getting a positive return. So the benefits of it are you can spread your money across lots of different businesses, reduce your risk. You're going to get losses. So my mum's had £114 of losses, but she's earning £800, so she's earning a net return of about 8%. So she's doing pretty well. We're very transparent, so this is the other thing we've done. So we've kind of tried to shine a light onto the whole business lending space. So we publish the performance of every loan we've ever originated on the platform on our statistics page. We have the rates across different grades, so we'll grade these businesses so that people can know how risky they are. We've got our entire loan book, and you can actually download a spreadsheet with every loan we've ever originated. So obviously anonymized to protect the businesses, but the idea is we've taken something that's basically only been available to banks. So 90% of lending in the UK to businesses is done by 5 banks, and basically made it available to everyone. So that's the kind of transparency. Here are a few of the businesses looking for money. So at the moment there's 37 different businesses. I'll click on this one. So this is a well, that's a bad example because he's anonymous. Normally they disclose their identity. Okay, so this one. So this is Eurograph Computer Supplies Limited. They're in Wales. They've been trading for 5 years. We've graded them as C. Below here, you can see all the different bids that people are making. So it's effectively an auction like eBay, so people compete against each other to lend the business money. So if I click on all bids, you'll see, if it loads, all the hundreds of different bids that various different people are kind of making. And we've got this real-time thing that might not work now because it's the end of an auction. But if I were to come in and place a bid, well, I can't place a bid actually, so, sorry. But you can, if you want to, you can read about the business. So these guys started trading in 2007. They make ink cartridges. They want to grow, so they want to get some stock and some IT infrastructure. You can see the credit score of the business, so you can see how the credit score has performed over time, how it compares to other businesses of the same age, the same size, same industry, all. And you can ask them questions and answers, so you can ask them the various different questions if you wanted to. And you can see full financials for the company. So these guys are turning over 1 million. You can kind of scroll down if you want. So the thing that's quite exciting is that we've built this kind of ultra scalable infrastructure. So, effectively because every loan that an individual makes as little as £20, we treat that as a separate loan. We effectively have more loans now on our system than any bank in the UK. So we can scale to a much larger size. And we're starting to get a lot of interest from from government. So you might have seen on Monday, last Monday, Lancashire County Council, which is a local council, have just started lending through Funding Circle to their local businesses. So what they appreciate is that it's a very efficient way of getting money to businesses. So we're kind of doing all the servicing, collecting the repayments, getting the businesses to come to us. They only have to fund 20% of each loan rather than 100%, so they can make their money go 5 times as far. And it's just much lower cost and much more efficient. And they're starting off with 100,000. The idea is to get up to 2 million. And the reason it's quite exciting is, one of the things we do lack is we don't have a branch network. So there's no way we don't have people on the ground, telling businesses about us. But what Lancashire are going to do is promote us to businesses in their local area. So they'll bring both lending and businesses. And we've got a few more partnerships with universities, other local councils that will start to get rolled out over the next few months. We're talking to central government because obviously this is a much more efficient way of getting money directly to businesses. You don't have to put billions into the banks and just say, please lend it. You can actually lend the money directly, bypass the entire banking infrastructure. So there's a lot of really exciting things happening, and I think this is genuinely a much better way of doing finance for businesses.